Hi everybody, it's Peter Schiff. This is Monday evening, July 19th, 2010. Had a busy day, had no time to really record a video blog. I just wanted to quickly announce the results of yesterday's phone bomb. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a bit of a dud. We had 165 people that made telephone calls on Sunday, and they made a total of 10,344 calls, an average number of calls per person of 63. That 63 calls per person was, in fact, a record for the week or so that we've been doing this. And I think 10,344 calls, I think that was a record in total calls, although I'm not positive that, one day, a week ago, Saturday, we had over 400 people who made calls. I think this was more calls on that day, so I think it was a record. But given the fact that this was a phone bomb, I was anticipating a bigger effort. I thought that more than 2% of my YouTube subscribers would have made phone calls. And of course, as a percentage of my mailing list, it's even smaller than that. So, we had a valiant effort by 165 people. But unfortunately, not enough people bothered to participate. I know it's a Sunday, and it's a sunny day, and it's a nice day. And believe me, I would have rather been on my boat myself. Instead, I spent the day campaigning. And there were 165 people that gave at least an hour to phone banking. Some people did more. For example, yesterday's winner was Mike Burns. Mike Burns made 668 phone calls, and he won a free copy of How an Economy Grows and Why It Crashes. But if Mike Burns can spend an entire Sunday making phone calls for Schiff for Senate, why can't other people do that? I mean, why should Mike Burns sacrifice more for his country than everybody else? I put out the challenge that the 13-year-old girl from Connecticut earlier in the week made 870 phone calls. And I challenged everybody else to at least match the efforts of a 13-year-old girl. Nobody could do it. That's despite the fact that I gave everybody an entire weekend to do what she did in a single afternoon. So in any event, those are the results. Oh, quickly, for those of you who thought I was serious when they watched yesterday's video blog, and I started screaming. I was doing my best to impersonate John Belushi. So for those of you, there were comments on my YouTube blog, as if I actually believed the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. I know it's the Japanese. I was just doing Animal House, and if you haven't seen that scene, it's on the internet somewhere, so check it out. But anyway, I thought it would be funny, and I thought it might have motivated a few people. If I can, embarrass myself by trying to act out a scene from Animal House just to get a few people to participate in the phone bank, I thought a few more people might have done it. Who knows? Maybe it did work. Maybe if I hadn't done the Animal House scene, maybe fewer than 165 people would have participated in the phone bomb. But anyway, we need everybody to keep on doing this. We've made over 50,000 calls now since day one. That is a lot. That is probably a record. I don't know if any other campaign has ever done that. It's just what's so disappointing to me is that it could have been so much more. I mean, we could have shattered the record. We could have made history. We could have made news. Instead, 50,000 is a lot of calls, but it could have been 500,000. It could have been 1 million. We could have assured victory based on 1 million calls. And we have the manpower to do it if enough people had thought it was worthwhile, if enough people had decided to take some of their time on a Sunday and to make these phone calls. Anyway, hopefully, if you are calling, keep doing it. Don't give up now. There's, 3 weeks left till the election, so, you're not going to have to do this for the rest of your life, just 3 more weeks. And if you haven't participated, if you haven't made any calls, I don't know. If I haven't been able to persuade you by now, I don't know what I can say. Anyway, that's it. Take care, everybody.